Well, Becky, how did your meeting go with XYZ company?
Well, not so great. They weren't really open to a lot of the ideas that we're trying to do.
Okay. But they're struggling with recruiting, right?
Correct.
Okay. So, and they said they're open to new ideas.
Yes.
Okay. So, second chance employment, do they seem open to that?
No, they were concerned with felonies and the length of time they've been out of prison. So I just kind of talked to them about, that you have to talk to the individual.
Right. But they didn't seem to want to make that effort.
No.
Okay. Well, gosh, people with disabilities, I mean, what's the problem there? They're productive. They can do really well. We've had some really great experiences there.
No, they were, again, they were willing to talk about it. But then when I said, we've had some of our clients who will have a person with them the first couple of weeks. They seemed a little hesitant about that.
Okay.
So kind of just left it
So not
that
open to that.
No.
This has worked really well, some of our employers. Outsourcing the work to the penal system. So people that are behind bars, allowing them to work and build a life for themselves once they're released. Certainly they were open to that.
Yeah, we talked about that, but then again, they were concerned with logistics of how that was going to work.
Yeah,
and the time period. And yep, they were concerned with that.
Okay, so here's another one. It's worked really well. So we've got some partnerships, as you know, with mental health agencies throughout the area, people that have had some issues. They've now gotten past that. They want to rebuild their lives again.
Right.
How could they not be open to something like that?
Well, they actually said, we'll think about that one. We'll think about that one.
But
it was left at that.
Okay, so they're not going to move forward. Okay, here's another group. I can't imagine they would have any resistance here. Veterans. We've got some agencies, as you know, that we partner with veterans. These are ladies and gentlemen who have served our country and done really well with that. They've got very good skills that lend themselves well to the workplace. Certainly they were open to veteran hiring.
Well, they were very open to that. They left it with, they will email me and let me know what the next step is with that.
Okay, so in other words, probably nothing's going to happen with it. Okay, let's talk about internships and co-op programs. And again, we know those are wonderful programs to begin to build candidate flow and so on. These are students that could be farther along in their program. So at this point, they would have something to add. They may need some mentoring and coaching, but certainly they could be very viable employees, both short-term and long-term. They had to like that idea.
They really did like that idea, but they were concerned with having to pay them.
Yeah, because we're not going to have programs where the kids aren't paid.
Right.
The students aren't. Well, feeder programs, we've been really successful in a lot of places creating those to where, we're building a training program. The people are brought in. There's a certain period of time that they can be brought up to speed. The government even supports that. State of Ohio supports that. So there's kind of a on-the-job training period. The government will financially support the organization to do that. I can't imagine they wouldn't have liked that idea.
Again, that was one that was kind of tabled because the person wasn't there to make the decision.
Okay. Tabled, which there's no end in sight there.
Right.
Well, gosh, we've got a lot of wonderful options here. I found it. This is an oldie but a goodie for me. It's worked incredibly well to the point I don't even really have to recruit because I typically go into my database.
Right.
Hiring candidates who have applied before, you keep in contact with them, you build a relationship, they know your organization. Obviously, they're interested in working for you. So it's so much easier to bring those people in. No luck there either.
They don't keep those records.
They don't keep the records, which means they don't keep in contact with the people who have already applied.
Right.
Even though those people were once interested, and it's a lot easier to.
Don't keep the records.
Gosh, those were a lot of really good options. But this employer said that they're very much into diversity, equity, and inclusion. They're very much into being open to new ideas. They're struggling hiring.
Yes.
Am I thinking of a different company?
No, same.
Okay.
Same exact company.
So they're struggling with what they're currently doing. We've come up with a lot of new ideas that we know are tried and true, but they don't want to try those.
No, they might need some HR training from you.
It should have sound that way.
Yeah.
And if this is your organization, come on, let's talk. Let's put these practices in place. This isn't something that I've come up with based upon my master's or PhD thesis, or I have a feeling that it's going to work for you. These are programs that I've personally put into place at organizations that I have personally worked for, not to mention organizations that now call themselves clients of ours. So let's talk about some of this. If you're struggling with hiring, I'm baffled. I don't know why you would be. I don't know why you'd want to be. Let's talk. Somewhere around here, right about there, is going to be our webpage and our phone number, or it's our phone number and our webpage. But give us a call. Let's talk. Let's get your hiring practices moving along. Thank you.